Just the real deal, the real feeling of it, not make it look like it's been acted out. They just to get them to relive it, and they did a very good job. I thought there were some people who said, "How could you do that? Why would you do that? It was a risky deal," but this isn't a risky deal to me, because I've done it a little bit at other times and made it work out in other shows, but not like this. But they don't have a dramatic effect like this incident was. So it was a bit of a crapshoot, but
I think in my letter to you, I said you're the only person in Hollywood that has the balls to do this movie, and I think,
and that's for damn
I think
sure.
you got some balls. Yeah.
He's like, you think those are big? Look what I'm gonna do next.
Look what I can do. Sorry, boss.
getting kind of personal here.
So what was it like for you, gentlemen, when you first actually got the calls for Clint to say that? You know, what do you think about actually acting for yourselves this time?
He asked us in person, which was
Yeah.
even worse, because we had to sit. He was like looking at us for an answer right then, and we said yes, and then he left the room, and we were like bouncing off the walls. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like our minds were just blown.
Like my brain literally felt like it was buzzing afterwards. So.
And when you first walked onto the set, I mean, that must be a surreal feeling to be like, okay, now I'm here to tell my life story.
Well, the first day on set, I think for all of us was very nerve-wracking, and mine was probably the Afghanistan scene. And I'm trying to be like shocked that my rucksack is missing, and Clint Eastwood is hanging off of the side of the Humvee behind the camera, like trying to get more emotion out of me, just like, come on, like be more shocked. And I'm like trying to act out the scene and take his direction at the same time, and I'm just like, this whole situation is just surreal. I'm riding in a Humvee, Clint Eastwood's hanging off the side, directing me, and I mean, at that point, kind of the nerves all just kind of went away, and we just started trying to have a good time with it.
Now, what was it like that first time you went onto the train? I mean, you guys were on the real train and kind of going through the motions of what you did.
It was interesting, but we had been planning for that moment since the inception of the project. Really, we knew that was like the everything to it, and so we had been going over it, talking about it for so long that by the time it was there, we were so ready to just do it and get it accurate and right. So it wasn't a traumatic experience at all. It was actually pretty fun.
It was towards the end of the film, so they'd had a chance to relive a little bit of the touring around Europe before they got to that.
Now, I read that you actually shot on the real train. Was that important to you to get them back in that environment?
It was important. I like being on real sets if possible, and but if and that was the train company was very cooperative, so they wanted to do it. So after we posed the question to them, then all of a sudden, okay, that's what we're doing. So we're going to be on this train going 180 miles an hour instead of a set where some guys are rocking the back and forth. You kind of just act like, because it's no matter how good an actor you are, you have to get over a lot to see that people are rocking this and they're putting smoke in and they're doing all this kind of stuff, but it's all artificial.
Yeah,
when there's so much artificial stuff going on, it's just this I think helped them that they're back in the same train. I mean, it's not. I don't know if it's the exact car, but it was the exact kind of train they were on.
Now, as an audience member watching this, I think my heart stopped when you were running towards the gunman and he pulled the trigger. What was it like for you to shoot that scene? Because, I mean, that happened in real life, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was, honestly, it was a lot of fun. It wasn't in like an emotional thing for me at all. And we did it in like bits and pieces too. But to see it fully put together is kind of crazy. It's like, I can't believe I did that. Like, I'm not that bright.
But it's not luck. I mean, you talk about it in the film a lot about how you were meant to do something. Do you think this was what you were meant to do?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at, all of our lives prior to this, it almost seemed like we were leading up to this moment, and we had pretty much every skill and experience that we needed to handle the situation. So, I do think that.
All right.
Yeah.
But it's not only the fact that he gets up and runs at the thing. It's that at the end that the guy needs ultra experienced person to stop carotid artery leakage, which is not a leakage, it's a real rushing deal. And if it hadn't been that he was sort of studying for that, because he
Failed in all my
failed
other
in.
stuff.
I don't want to say failed, but some of the other things for other reasons.